my Superman pose, or superhero. I know, I just look older. His beard now. No, I'm in a good mood because really I think that the situation really isn't as bad as people think, especially where we're ranked now in the draft. So I just like how that sounds right now. Oh, and by the way, one other thing. R8RBEAR! Ooh, I wasn't even rusty on that one. See if I can keep that up. Oh, some things that got said might be coming our way. We'll see. There's talk about the quarterbacks, obviously. I have some input on that. I've had a chance to really look at everyone, what my opinion is, because honestly, it's not about how many games they win in college and all that. And it's more about, what you see out of their physical mechanics. And I have something to add to that. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! The R8RBEAR! Hi, Tommy. R8RBEARs! Oh. Alexa, hush! Tradish! R8RBEAR Live! First comment, woo! MVP tonight goes to... S.A. Big Dog! S.A., what are you doing up here, brother? And he's talking junk, too. Where you been, Bear? I am back, brother. What's good with you? Big Chief, what's good with you? Carlos Magana, what's good with you, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. Troy Gill, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. What's up, Bear? And prayers for you and the family. Appreciate that. Second place, silver medal, Big Chief. Now, I'm suspect about this name, Big Chief. We gotta be careful here. I'm not getting YouTube punked, am I? Is this a Charger fan? I mean, I don't mind. Welcome to the show, but I don't want to be too nice to you if you're a Charger fan. No, I'm serious. Third place, bronze medal goes to Carlos Megana. No, that's all you get for third place, bro. Okay, calm down. Honorable mention to Troy Gill. What's up, Troy Gill? Welcome to the show, brother. Troy, I think I've got your address still. I'm going out to do mail tomorrow, so I'll try to send something. If I can't right away, I'll send something soon because I think that a size 8 might fit you. Some of these 8s are pretty dope, and I've got some really good size ones. And if they fit you, I'll hook you up. I don't mind. You watch the show faithfully, and I appreciate it. Lucky Pace, what's up, Lucky? Always there for R8RBEAR. Gold medal, first place, Lucky Pace. All right, so I looked a little rusty there. What's the big deal? What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Second place, Jim Garrison. Jim, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. He said, hey, R8RBEAR and Raider Nation. Gentlemen, as always. Third place, bronze medal, Facebook, Ellis Irving. Ellis, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the like and the love. Please consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. Now on Facebook, it's just $5 a month, and you can cancel it anytime, and you're helping us working with poor charities all over the world that we've worked with for years and years and years now. I'm in my 10th year of my show, and we're still killing it. More importantly, YouTube, you just got to hit the little bell, say like, subscribe, and come on. It costs nothing. It's YouTube. Give me a break. I'm not like these other nerds that go, my algorithm shows that at least 72% of you still haven't liked and subscribed. I just can't get into all that. They give me all those stats like make you guys feel guilty. I'm like, I'll pass. I'm good. Israel Casillas. Ooh, I like that. Israel Casillas. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. And if I'm butchering your name, I apologize. Much respect. Dustin King. Always there for R8RBEAR. I'm good with losing the rest of the season's games to get the best draft pick we can get, but I want to beat the Queefs on Friday. Just give us that one. Jim, we probably could win one, maybe two more, and we'll be okay. There's a couple of other teams like the Browns and Dallas, and they're pretty bad, but they're still going to win a couple games. You know what I mean? So they'll keep us in the top 5 where we are now. We'll pick probably 3rd or 4th, unless they really do I was going to say open a can of whoop, but, let's clean it up. They're going to open that can and maybe not win at all. I mean, I don't know. They've got enough excuses. I mean, guys are going down. We didn't have Jacorian Bennett last week or, oh, God, I'm so bad right now with names. Wow. Yeah, see, Nate Hobbs. I love Nate Hobbs. He was one of my picks. Right out of the draft, I said if we get that guy, he's going to be a stud, and he's been great for us ever since. Now, does he get hurt sometimes? Of course, but, that's going to happen no matter what you do. Tony, make it dip. What's up, Tony? Welcome to the show. Oh, and Tommy, I apologize. I've been making you wait so long. I really have. I hope you're watching. If you are, I'm going to the mail post office tomorrow. I couldn't get in. Well, actually, Linda may have dropped it off tonight. Then it'll go out tomorrow morning. So I'm not sure yet because I forgot to ask her. Mark Vargas, what's up? Welcome to the show. Okay, now real quick, I'm just going to throw this out here. Some of the people that were polled recently that were all Raider Nation fans, they were basically asked, "Who's your pick? Who do you feel like is the best guy for us?" Now, we all know that there's going to be a Shedeur Sanders push because there's been a Shedeur Sanders push. But I don't think it's necessarily because they think he's the best guy. I think it's because he's the flamboyant pick. He's the pick that the press loves. They're going to follow that pick. Will his dad become the coach? The Raiders need a head coach. Maybe, because it doesn't look like things with AP, the honeymoon is slowing down. And not necessarily with the fans, but it is upstairs. And they're already starting to whisper that, maybe a more experienced coach would be a better fit here. So, I don't know. And it's not like you're bringing in a different it's a black coach for a black coach. So at least you would kill that argument. You wouldn't have people acting silly and saying, "Oh, this is racism," which would be silly. I've never seen the Raiders that way. You know what I mean? Al Davis's legacy in that way, that's one part of this thing that Mark Davis hasn't messed up. I'll give him that. He hasn't messed that up. He does follow his dad's lead in that regard, and that's good. Now, having said that, the poll suggested, I'm looking at it now, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, talk on that in a moment, Jalen Milroe, Garrett Nussmeier, stay with me, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Drew Allar, and that's kind of like the cream of the crop. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but Carson Beck's name has dropped drastically. I don't know what that's about. I don't think that he's necessarily supposed to be number 1, but wow, I mean, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys mentioned before him, and a lot of people had him going as the number 1 quarterback. I don't know. Maybe we do something nuts and go with Quinn Ewers. I like Quinn Ewers, man. I do. I just do. And I like Cam Ward a lot. Don't get me wrong. I like Cam Ward. But you know what Cam Ward is starting to feel like to me? He's starting to feel like Tua Asasopo. Now, not with the injuries and everything, because obviously this kid's gifted, and he hasn't had a major injury. Cam Ward, I mean. But running around quarterbacks, physical athletes, it just gives me pause. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson with the Ravens. He's got all those gifts, he's got all that talent, And now it's over. It's over. If you guys think he's going to win a Super Bowl, it's just no way. There's no way. Because the asset that he had that scared other teams was his legs. Now, it's not an insult to him to say he's not a great thrower. He's not a great thrower. But is he good enough to win a title if he stays in the pocket and they block for him, blah, 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 blah? Yes. But just so far, they just haven't been able to get it right for him. It's times when the line's right and he rolls out, times when the line's not right and he stays, gets sacked. And, they seem not to be able to figure it out, really. I don't see how that can happen, but especially this long with the same guy, same coach, and you still can't get, the talent around it with an offensive coordinator, and I don't know. I think it speaks about the Harbaugh guys. I really do. There's so much hype about the Harbaugh guys. I'm not a big fan. Even the Harbaugh that wins with the Ravens. He's got one ring. It was kind of fluky. That Ravens defense was like one of a kind, one of the best ever. Then they get one out of Joe Flacco. That was, come on. I've got respect for Joe Flacco, but and, that was odd. Or not Joe Flacco. What am I saying? Trent Dilfer. I apologize. That's why I started laughing, because I was thinking about Trent Dilfer and it shook me back. I'm like, no, dummy. But yeah, Trent Dilfer. That guy's like, no mas. Cameron Brackett, what's up? Welcome to the show. Oh, you're Native American. Right on, brother. Well, welcome to the show. Let's see. So do you think we are going after Daniels? I hope not. Oh, no, wait a minute. You were talking about that guy, Drew Allar. I don't know why so much hype has suddenly flipped around on that guy, but you know how it is. The scouts go back and forth. You know what I mean? Some guys come up, some guys come down, some guys stay up, and everyone waits to see where they go, that kind of thing. I can honestly say that on one of the a couple drafts back, when Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills was available on the draft, I said, and some people who remember my show will remember, I said that guy's going to be a star. And I was right. Now, the pack of guys right now, I would say he probably looks like the most promising, without question. As far as a leader, toughness, can throw hard, has no fear, expects greatness of himself, is upset with himself whenever he loses, not smiling and going out to the club. I love that kid. I do. I love that kid. I don't care what's wrong with him up here. I try to stay out of that kind of stuff, like personal things and what his politics are. Don't care. His football, awesome. Sometimes a little too much. He tries to be super, but, comes up like Carr used to do every once in a while when you try to do the Superman stuff. Just leave that for Lamar Jackson and other guys that are athletic like that. Ben Diesel, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Hey, Bear, I know quarterback is a huge need, but I feel wide receiver is needed as well. Any thoughts on Restrepo from Miami? I like the idea of that. If you would allow me, Ben, I would say if you were the general manager and you were deciding you were going to try and make that move happen and then did, I'd applaud that. And the reason why is because we can't just get focused on the quarterback and on what's going on with Antonio Pierce. We've got to continue to build, because looking out into free agency for another wide receiver, it's just a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. Now, did I mind the Adams pick? No, I didn't at all. Now, the reason I didn't is because he's one of the best in the league, period, when he's right, when we got him. Now he's a little older now, but the point is still good and everything. But when we were going after him, he was the elite best. You know what I mean? In my opinion, top 5 without question. Not the fastest, obviously, but a physical athlete, great hands, could make people miss, had that kind of like running back kind of jitter in the open field. And so, okay, it made sense you make that move. So I'm not looking back and trashing that. But I would say moving forward, if we're going to make moves at that position, you do it with young cats. You find the next guy that can grow into something and then hopefully doesn't drive a car at 200 miles an hour and kill someone. Yes, I picked Henry Ruggs out of the trio of wide receivers that came in all at the same time, and everyone wondered who was the best. It was Henry Ruggs. Jewel, and what's that other cat's name? CeeDee Lamb. Give me a break. CeeDee Lamb's hair is better than his game. Oh. But Restrepo from Miami would be nice. I'm sorry, Ben. I went off the board there, but I'm not concerned with that. I want better offensive line help. I want to look for the future potential Colton Miller. We have to all accept that. This is a war kind of game, and battle and physical, who's the creators. Guys like that don't have super long careers. Even though he's good, he's really good. Most of the time, your best offensive line will give you 5 or 6 years. We're kind of around that now. His body's been breaking on him a little bit. No offense to him. I don't think he's like injury prone. I'm not insulting him. Happen to like him a lot. At first, I hated it. When I saw him, he was so raw. I thought it was ridiculous. And then year 2, he got better. Year 3, he got to like damn near all pro, etc. And we all know the rest. Justin King! Stars contributed to the show go directly to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks, that works directly with CNBC and R8RBEAR Family Page. And we did that last year and a half ago, and we got 28 kids in Africa in school, and we paid for it all with donations from people like you. Pretty awesome. My gamer tag is Big Chief. Raiders for life. Nice. I like that. Carlos Magana. Okay. Breeze Raiders Nation, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Eric Bell, how you doing, man? Boston in the house. What's up? Troy, you said Cam Ward should be the pick. Okay, I liked what I saw from Cam Ward, but it just looked too easy. Did any of you notice that? It looked too easy. Now the blueprint of college teams preparing the Tua Asisopos of the world to go up to the NFL, they've got it down to too much of a science now. And you can just see it. You have major league teams playing really small schools in lopsided 62-14, games, which is fine. I mean, I know the smaller schools, they get paid, they get TV time for guys who will never get that again. They're not good enough to get to the NFL. I get all that. But it's become a farce where you have Opa whatever state playing, Alabama, and they just, roll over them. And you saw that with Cam Ward and his team. There were just times where he would roll back to pass, and his offensive line is just like 5 mooses, in front of little kids going like this with one pinky pushing them back, you know what I mean? And keeping them from getting sacks or even pressure. And then he would throw little darts at guys that were wide open, which is why our defense had part of the problems that it had last weekend. There were a couple pass plays through the middle where we just made mistakes. But if you look at where our injuries were with Hall and Jacorian Bennett, it made absolute sense. They were throwing right into where our backups were, and it just, they weren't on the same page, and we gave up big plays. Eric Bell says Vrabel. Eric Bell, that's probably the only decision that Tom Brady will make that I'll agree with. Because I do feel that is in the making. And Eric Bell, I think you'll agree with me since you chose that name. I think Vrabel is very Raider. He's very Raider-like as a coach. You know what I mean? He's loud. He's for real, just like John Madden. But he doesn't care about what you do off the field. He doesn't care, how many wives you have or anything like that. He doesn't care about any of that. You just got to be here and do your thing. When it's time, I'm not going to say do your job. That's the Patriots thing. Okay, don't do that. Tony, make it dip. I don't think Sanders is our guy. I don't either, to be honest with you. But I'm getting concerned about whether that's wrong or not, Tony. See, you have to remember, and I preach this. Whenever we look at these guys, you have to just look at them saying, look at me, I have potential. Look at me, I have potential. It doesn't matter if they won the national title. It doesn't matter if they threw 75% when they were down there. What's his body weight look like? What's his personality like after he gets hit in the mouth? How accurate is he? And how accurate is he under pressure? How tall is he? For real. Not these guys you say are 6'3" and you get there and they're 5'11". No. You know what I mean? With heels on. The Converse heels, not like women's shoes. But I don't know. Eric Bell, I think Cam Ward's a beast too, but do beasts win Super Bowls, I just remember the last Cam that came through the NFL. He's got a lot of highlights, but that's about it. Cam Newton, looked like Superman too. Now, obviously, I think Cam Ward's probably a little better because the coaching systems in these schools now are so much better. And Cam Ward does throw a pretty ball with no pressure. Do you see what I mean? I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's another build from a major school that's just saying, we know how to, do what the NFL is looking for and build this thing. Carson was throwing interceptions like 3 a game. That's why his stock dropped. Okay. Dustin! And I appreciate all stars contributing to the show because it shows me that you're enjoying the show and you're enjoying the host. And I appreciate that. I see that you're wearing that hat I have. Yes, Antoine Anthony. I kind of dig this one. It's not... I like the trucker thing. I know a lot of people aren't into the trucker thing. I like the trucker thing. Because you just don't sweat. That's the thing I notice about it. Is it gets, it kind of airs and, I don't know why this meant airs, but... And, yeah. Dylan Gabriel. Tony make a dip? No. It's 29 degrees here in Klamath Falls, Oregon, Bear. Wow. God, that's cold. No, thank you. Unless you saw like a water buffalo or one of those big whatever they have over out there in Oregon. Right now, we can't complain. Right, Eric? Ben Diesel said, I agree with you. Ewers could win a championship. I knew it right there. My Batman brother has the Bears back, okay? I love that guy. Ben, by the way, there's some more Batman stuff coming that's going to be stupid. You're just not going to believe it. And you wouldn't believe this. My daughter, who's super into anime and just all the time, anime. I sat her down and I said, just watch this with me. And I played the original, the first animated, the one from the 90s, the animated Batman series. And she lost it. She watched every episode and then just started looking all over the place for old school style cartoon Batman. And she's totally into it now. Shedeur Sanders is not a Raider. I say again, he is not a Raider. Well, Antoine Anthony, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, though, but what if he has the physical tools that we need a quarterback to have in this day and age? For example, Russell Wilson. Now, I feel like he's a bust. The Steelers said, come here. We're going to make things simple for you, give you a good running game, give you some offensive line, but we have some kids that can catch the ball. And Russell Wilson just is Russell Wilson again. You know what I mean? He can run, he can stay in the pocket, throw the ball, blah, blah, blah. He does it all. Okay, now we know he should have 2 Super Bowls, but he already has 1. He's proven that prototype of a quarterback works. And I think that Cam Ward fits that prototype, not Shedeur Sanders. I'm kind of agreeing with you guys. I think Shedeur Sanders looks kind of lanky. I don't like the idea of a guy that looks like a wide receiver being my quarterback, especially at the next level with these huge guys they have now. I don't like it. I'm not saying Cam Ward is, a bodybuilder or anything, but he's definitely a little bit more stout, I think, than Shedeur, than Shillelagh. Mark Vargas. There's my emojis. Telesco must ace this upcoming draft. If he doesn't, he's out of here. Antoine, there's a chance he's out either way, even if he does ace it, because you're going to have an idea from Tom Brady of what he thinks of what he did, and if they agree on it, then it's like, so what? I could have done that. I can bring in my own guy. We can do this together. For example, if you bring in Vrabel, okay, you just, that's it. I mean, you brought in a guy that's going to listen to what Tom says from up top. Mark is going to be able to sit in his booth, watching the game, seeing us, improve, fingers crossed. Because otherwise it's just another attempt at a hostile takeover. Someone got mad at me the other day because I explained what was going on with Mark Davis, but I don't care. I'm going to do it again. Pudfoot! I'm not even going to say his name. It's not worth all that. But he got mad because I made the point of saying that even though other management teams and, financiers are trying to buy into the Raiders, and they are, and Mark Davis is selling shares, some of Raider Nation got excited because they thought maybe that Mark Davis was allowing himself to slowly be bought out. And if you think about it strategically, if you did it this way, it would be smart. I'll be brief so we get back to football. But what he can do is sell shares periodically for like the next couple of years until he's down to almost 5-10 shares, something real small. Because no matter how many shares he has, as long as he has at least a certain small amount, and I'm not going to say it's just 1 share because I think it's a little bit more than that. I just don't know exactly what it is. It probably has to be 5 or something like that. But anyway, as long as he keeps those, because he was grandfathered in to the franchise ownership by his dad, it means that they have a rule that's written into the NFL's bylaws that states basically that as an owner, as long as if you own the absolute least amount you can own next to everyone else, you still own the franchise until you have no stock whatsoever. So none of them can touch him. They can't buy him out. They can't force him out. Nothing. Unless he wants to go, he can sell what his remaining is. And everyone thought he would. I don't think he's going to. I really don't. But as far as Tom Telesco, I think Tom Telesco, Antoine Anthony, is going to do a great job. I really do. I think when you really look back at the Chargers, they didn't win championships, but they won games. And then Bosa, he was a good pick when he's healthy. He always gets hurt, but he also always gives you a few games, and when he plays, all pro. He made the move to get Khalil Mack. He's the guy that brought in that safety, Derwin James, that turned out to be all pro. You know what I mean? So, he made some decisions, and he never traded up and never traded down. For 10 seasons, he just picked where he was picking at. Made no deals and built a team and got that quarterback that they have now. So, Raging Raider Rhino, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. Good to see you, brother. Your daughter's looking beautiful. Vernon Moshman, man, thoughts are all over the place. Always wanting my team to win, but as Raiders fans, before would be on the edge of my seat saying, "Don't lose this game." Now I'm thinking, what will they do to screw up their draft order? Vernon Moshman, I can't disagree with that because obviously it's happened in the past. But the difference here is I think the brain trust that's surrounded by the idea of doing this is a little bit more solid than what we've had in the past when it's appeared that we were, like the NFL's watching, tanking, to appear that we were tanking. Now, honestly, at this point I am starting to think that we're absolutely tanking. I know there are people who think we absolutely are. I know there are people who think we absolutely are not. I think they are. I think they just know that last year they wanted a quarterback. They tried to do things the right way, and we got screwed. Now, I'm not saying anyone did that to us on purpose or anything. I'm just saying the rules of the draft and how it works. We got screwed out of getting one of the better quarterbacks. So now this season, you got to try and maneuver things and get a guy. Because if you don't have a quarterback, you have nothing. Eric Bell, what's up? Welcome again. It says, Bear, this year wide receiver isn't too deep. Heard that today. Yeah, I'm thinking more free agency. Maybe pick a guy, to see what he can do if it's a late round pick. And then I would probably look at free agency. You know what I mean? Because you are more likely to get a wide receiver that can bring something to the roster in free agency or a trade than you're going to get from, the school. Because in school, even though they're expected to be great right off, most of them aren't. If you really think back throughout the years, most of them aren't. Most of them need a year or two, sometimes more, like in the old days where you would legitimately give a young player 4 years before you would even really decide. Nowadays, coaches feel like, in 6 weeks, they know what a guy's got or doesn't have, and they'll move on from there. Bear, I did say Brock Bowers was going to be a superstar on draft night. Imagine if he had a real quarterback thrown to him. Maybe draft his teammate Carson Beck that he had magic with and elevate Bowers' game. Maybe go grab Stetson Bennett off the Rams for a backup quarterback. Bennett, his Baker Mayfield vibes. Yeah, Stetson Bennett does, yeah. But is that good enough, though? You know what I mean? See, we got to be careful not to do that, not to start settling because we see a piece. Don't get me wrong, I see your strategy because even I like Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? He's proven a lot. As far as him as a person and his mouth and things like that, no, I don't like the guy at all, But see, I separate the two things. I don't have the only guy I couldn't do that with was OJ for obvious reasons. Hello! Welcome to the show, though. Excuse me. Miller's starting to fall off a little this season. Definitely need his replacement. Yeah. Wish we could get Shador, Hunter 2 for 1, and Dion as a coach, who really opposed to that. Well, Travis Kelce, I don't know if Deion Sanders' run at Colorado isn't any different than what we've seen from other guys where they've kind of manufactured their way through the league. Now, I'm not saying that that's exactly what Deion's doing, but, kinda. Oh, Jim, I'm sorry. I had my thing up at 5:30. It's my bad. Eric Bell, don't we have close to 80 million this year? We will at the end of season, yes. I'd prefer Dylan Gabriel as our quarterback paired with someone like Ben Johnson as our OC coach. Antoine Anthony, I like that. Okay, put the whole package together. Shanur and Dion coach AAP goes back to linebacker or DC. I'm calling it. Like it or not, it's time to turn this around. Raging Raider Rhino, what's up, man? I love that photo. And I got to tell you, there's going to be some push for that. There is. Sometimes the fan base will accept the flashy ornament. Because Deion Sanders, let's be honest, he's that eagle wings on the front of the Rolls Royce, right at the hood, that kids used to snap off and take in the 90s. I'm showing my age, aren't I? Actually, that was the 80s. Oh, God, I'm so old. But I don't know if it's more show than it is go. You know what I'm saying? I'm concerned about that. Because although the kids respect Deion Sanders, anyone's going to respect Deion Sanders. I mean, he's a motivational speaker. He's a great-looking guy. He's so flashy with the jewelry and the ladies and the times when he made music and the way he played, two-sport athlete. He's a legend. He's a Zeus-like legend. Okay, he should be mentioned among the top 10 best athletes of all time. And you see what I mean? That's saying a lot, man. If he was in my presence, I know I'd just be like, it's nice to meet you. Oh my God. As my face started to melt off from going oh my God, you're the best. But I don't know that his philosophies translate to the NFL, where you're facing grown men who have wives and kids, and they're, concerned, are they going to win moving forward if we bring in flash and cash and, and he doesn't win. Shador is most NFL ready. I don't know if I agree with that, Raging Rhino. I thought Cam looked really good. I think Q Evers looked really good. I'm going to keep saying Q Evers just because I want to make sure my viewers remember who I said. Because I'm telling you right now, whether we get him or someone else does, he's the next Josh Allen. He's going to separate himself from the pack, I'm telling you. You watch. Just remember Quinn Ewers. And if he's a bust, I'll own it. If he's terrible, I'll own it. I promise you. But that's why I'm saying it with my chest, because I roll the dice. I go all in. I'm Vegas-like with these Raiders. I want Quinn Ewers. I want him bad. And when I misspeak his name sometimes, and I have, shut up. Okay, it doesn't mean I like him less because I forget his name or I mispronounce it sometimes. Miguel Garcia, 559 Fresno NFL in the house. What's up, R8 Pharrell? Tommy, what's up? Hi, Steeler Val. Robert Cortez, what's up? Oh, it's Bison? Wow. Dude, those are tough, man. Bison? I've seen those knock over cars. Doc Raider, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Let's see. Hey, maybe have been working with Tom Brady, but he ain't it. Antoine, and you know why I agree with you? Because they did the same garbage with Daniel Jones. When Daniel Jones was coming up through the college ranks, it was Peyton Manning and his brother who said, oh, we've been taking this guy through the ringer. We put him under our wing. We've clutched him. They did. And we're teaching him everything we know. He is going to be the best. Wait, what? He sucks? Damn. They haven't owned it. They haven't said one word about it. Not one I was going to say Raider show, but not one football show, not one time have you heard them say, hey, we, proposed Daniel Jones and wah, 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 wah. Not so good. Not so good at all. Go look at Dart from Ole Miss. I don't need to. I know who you're talking about. I like him. Frank Raider Valou, what's up? Welcome to the show. Okay, Razor Raider Rhino, though, but sell it. Come on, sell it. Embrace the tank, baby. You know, Frank, I'm kind of starting to agree, because even though I'm old school, I go way back as far as loving the Raiders and covering this. I'm in year 10 of this podcast alone, but I got to say this. I think actually tanking is kind of a strategic thing now. I mean, if you really think about it, all of you listening right now, think of how many years you've been hearing people say this team might be tanking or that team might be tanking. We talk about it every season, right? And we all giggle and laugh like, oh, I hope the NFL doesn't catch on. Really? I mean, do we really expect that the NFL doesn't know this is going on? Well, all these franchises are so clever, the way they do all this espionage. No. It's just all they're allowed to do it. So I would like to see the Raiders hold where they are. I don't need the number one pick. I think that them being at 3 or 4 is good enough. And remember, for those of you who are saying, well, why not get the number one pick so we can pick whoever we want? Because then there would be pressure on us to do the flashy pick. You know what I mean? Instead of making the pick that satisfies your coaching staff, makes the team better, a leader, high-quality performer in college, like we did with Brock Bowers, which is an indicator of Tom Telesco's understanding of how to pick players. So with his understanding of that, and we saw him pick Herbert Jones, if I'm saying it's wrong, I apologize, but the guy that throws the rock for the Chargers. Now, that's a damn good quarterback. Now, he hasn't won anything yet, but does anyone doubt that he would, other than that he's with the Chargers? He's got the arm, he's got the size, he seems smart, he seems gutsy. You know what I mean? He's been injured, he stands there and he goes, and he looks pissed, and then he goes right out there. He's what I like to call a fighting quarterback. You know what I mean? Like Josh Allen. If there's throws to be made, I'm not going to waver and hesitate because I see a guy here and a guy there. No, I'm throwing the rock. I'm going to put it right where you can't get it. And only my guy can. And there's few guys that are like that. They come from that Brett Favre kind of school of I trust my arm and my mind together so much that when I see moments to make plays, I'm going to do it. But see, this NFL, you need those kind of guys. You know what I mean? And they've kind of died off because we're in the era of overcoaching. And we got to get out of the era of overcoaching. And we never will. Part of it's the over analyzing of things. Herman Gonzalez, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. I'm still about Sanders. If he's gone, then whoever is available at QB in the 4th round, Hunter is who we should target and hope to get with our first pick. Okay. I like the bandana. You look like you were like riding you like ride a motorcycle? That kind of looks like you do. Sorry if you already covered it, but what do you think of the Vrabel rumors? Personally, I've been in on Mike Vrabel since the beginning. I mean, like way back. What he did with the Titans was incredibly impressive. They gave the guy, ham hocks, some cheese, and somehow he threw things together and gave you lobster. He had a quarterback that was a converted wide receiver from the Miami Dolphins, and he won. He made Travis Henry who Travis Henry is. Now, don't get me wrong, that sounds rude because obviously he didn't do what Travis Henry did. But what I mean is he put him on the block by featuring him in his play style. He didn't get away from him and try to get fancy and throw the ball repeatedly, even though that's the very thing that NFL's been becoming. He said, no, I'm going to beat you with sweat, muscle, we want it more, we're going to run the ball down your throat, we're going to throw the ball, educated, score, and get out of here, because we don't care what it looks like. What's that sound like? Just win, baby. I've said it, he is a Raider-like coach. I like the idea, I think it's very smart. It's very rare when I do this. I know some of you know that. It's very rare where I go all in on a guy. I was hoping AP would be good. I wanted them to make the move. I endorsed it. But I didn't have confidence in it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, you see what's happening with the Denver Broncos. Ever since they brought that coach over there, everything's starting to crack now. Everything's starting to crack now. And the worst part is Bo Nix, who was like a laughingstock the first couple weeks, that guy, that coach that the Broncos brought on, he's a quarterback guy. You know what I mean? He did it all those years with Drew Brees. So he's legit. I worry about the Broncos now. Might go to the Falcons-Raiders game. Even the record isn't good. The beer and food is. Mauricio Cortez, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the laugh. Who's our best quarterback for, option for running back? I like the offense the Lions run with the two running backs. Antoine Anthony, I would say again, I don't mind that, but it's really not what we run. You know what I mean? We have versions of that in this offense, but it's really not what we run. And right now, there is no rush to change what we're doing. Norv Turner and his son have come in basically. And his name's Scott Turner. I shouldn't do that because it's like I'm belittling him in front of his dad or something. But anyway, coordinator Scott Turner is basically working with the players to just better understand the very plays and play system that we have right now. And then now they take that and they take the best of it and go, we're going to go this. We're going to do this, and this. We're going to do this and this. So they develop a script. That's why we've been looking so good to start games. And why we... Oh, whoops. Sorry, someone's trying to call me during my show. But we've got to work on that, and once we do, that broke my sense of concentration. Okay, back, sorry. I don't know if we have the personnel to do a double running back, thing right now. Although I'm an Amir Abdullah fan, a big-time Amir Abdullah fan. And what Zamir White has been doing has been good, but not great, and non-consistent. So I'm concerned about him. Eric Bell says, I'm curious, does Max want to stay? Does he deserve better? Okay, he does, and we're wasting his years. If you can't get a squad in front of him in the next 2 seasons, you got to wonder if even he will start to, fray and just say, look, man, I don't have any faith in what you guys are doing. Now, that goes away from once a Raider, always a Raider. So he may give us his whole career. I really do think that. I've met his mom. I met his dad. They're incredibly cool people, but like cool people. You know what I mean? Like people you meet that you just like, wow. I'd stay the night here. I'd call you, hug you, and call you uncle whoever, and my auntie. And treat them all like their family because we partied with them one time. Me and Linda, Mama Bear, and we just fell in love with them. They're super sweet people. So if he was raised by them, I got to figure he's probably pretty freaking loyal. Shout out to Vera Crosby. Yeah, you just got to build around Bowers and Crosby. I agree. And then more importantly, Mauricio, did anyone notice that we're starting to get a little something from Tyree Wilson? It's not jumping off the screen quite yet, but we're starting to see signs from him. It's like he's starting to get more comfortable with what's in front of him. And instead of playing like he's on a stage with a spotlight on his back, where mentally is why he's not performing. It's not because of the guys in front of him being bigger or stronger. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with him having almost a type of stage fright. And once he gets past that mentally, if he can, we're going to have a stud, I think, finally. I'm starting to like what I'm seeing. Hey, I'm not going to say a name. I started to say a name. I'm not going to say a name, but as far as defensive end, defensive tackle combination, and Richard Seymour coming back to us as a part owner with Tom Brady that can come down from upstairs and kind of talk to him about legacy, talk to him about, things that he can do to be better, what coaches to work out with, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. Could we be seeing a spark from Tyree Wilson? Stay tuned. I don't know. Because I thought he was done. I thought he was done. Because as soon as I started hearing about foot injuries, big guys, foot injuries are what bring them down. So. What's up, Victor? Welcome to the show. Hi, Rosie. Or Rosa, excuse me. Antoine, I'm glad Danny Dimebag doesn't want to play for us. He sucks anyway. Putting foots in him. The Giants should never have paid him all that money and should have paid Saquon Barkley. And look at him now. Yeah, I got to admit, Saquon Barkley right now scares me. He really does. I think that guy, you hear all the physical tools he has, and I don't know if you've seen any of the freakish things he's done on YouTube, but he has done some freakishly strong athletic things on YouTube that I'm a former personal trainer and I was pretty good, and I was an athlete before that, and I was good. Okay, I don't want to start bragging, but I was good, and the stuff I see that guy do, it's incredible because he shows a combination of speed but also power, like just raw strength, but very fast. And normally when you have that kind of power, you lose a little bit of speed. Not here. He's nice. In fact, I would go as far as saying if something were to happen with him and the Eagles, whoever gets him next will be really smart. Because you're going to think that he's dropped off a little bit. Teams are going to think he has because his team's letting him go, and it won't be that at all. It'll just be the politics of it like it was with Jacobs. Anthony Contreras, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. What's up, R8RBEAR? Hope and the family are doing great. I know I would love to win this Sunday. Is there even a chance? Anthony, there is, but I think honestly what this is going to do, and I'm kind of calling out a script here. I don't feel like the NFL's fake or anything, but I just feel like this is the way it's going to go. It's going to be the typical Chiefs-Raiders game where we're bashing each other back and forth. The Chiefs struggle to start. We start okay. We look like we can handle them. I would say mostly through the first and half of the second, we'll probably have the lead. It'll be something like 17-10. And then they'll start to score after halftime and go into the third, deep in the third, score again, maybe get ahead of us by just a couple of points. And then they'll score a late one in the fourth to make it look somewhat dominant on the score, and that's it. Now, do I feel like this squad of Raiders can win? I absolutely do. No blink here. But at the same time, I don't think the Raiders really want to win that game. I don't really think they want to win that game. You know what I mean? And that's nothing against the Raiders or the ownership or the coach. I'm on board. Now, when I say that, I want to be clear. I've never been okay with tanking. But now I feel like having been a part of football now for so long, I don't understand why we should keep denying it. Is it really that bad? I mean, they're not trying to lose every game. They're strategically giving their best show as the best they can. But ultimately, if a guy gets wide open or, a defender falls down and the wide receiver catches it and runs in for a touchdown, you're still putting a show on for the fans. I mean, overall, let's not lose focus just because billions are flying around and you can see all these guys and we all know their names and there's a history and a culture. It's still a traveling circus underneath a dome top. But instead of it being a big red, white, and blue circus one that's stretched up every once in a while because there's billions involved now you get gigantic forums. But it's the same thing. It's a muscle circus. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love this muscle circus. But, let's not get it confused. We need these guys to play well, to be good. If we're ever going to turn it around, we got to see our upper staff start to make better picks and decisions. The running back position stock is going up again, thanks to Barkley, Henry, Gibbs, Montgomery, and Jacobs too. You said Telesco should have paid Jacobs. Now we're starting over again. Antoine Anthony, I don't think that Telesco was going to be allowed to pay Jacobs. I think that went beyond Telesco. I don't think Telesco has infinite power in that way. I think Mark Davis tried to be cute and said, I know a little bit about football, and we've already paid for his best years, so let him go. And he doesn't understand. Sometimes you keep guys because they're Raiders. There's legacy there. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, technically his stats, he damn near already is. If he wins a Super Bowl, it's over. He's Hall of Fame. No question. You know what I mean? You have to remember, this guy was on a pace at one point where he was running. I don't know if he still is, but he was ahead of Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. The start of Marcus Allen's career and how many yards he got in touchdowns. Bo Jackson started his career and how many yards and touchdowns he got. And then there was Josh Jacobs, who had much more than both of those men. Stats don't lie, okay? He was pounding the rock. So I agree that they should have kept him, but they weren't going to. What did you say about Vrabel? I missed the kids. You were just talking about it when I got on. Yeah, Jim, I like Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel is a Raider-like coach. I think it's a perfect fit. I think the guy's a genius with the locker room because he's a former player. Guys respect him. He's got rings he can walk in the room with. He has clout. He has it all. And everyone saw what he did with Derrick Henry and the Titans. He made them a winner with nothing. They had nothing. They had a whole roster of guys that just look, and he would win. He was winning. Was he winning divisions? Not necessarily. Was he winning Super Bowls? No. But was he feared? Did teams go into a Titans game and go, damn, I mean, they play hard? Yes. Yes. You know, I think Mike Vrabel stands out as one of the best coaches in the NFL. I really do. Raider Miguel said, I think Cam Ward is better than Shedeur Sanders. I think he is too, but I don't know if he's as groomed as Sanders. Because you have to remember, the talent we see them perform with on the field, it's just performance. We don't know what that's going to look like at the NFL level. The guys at the NFL are bigger than anything he's seen before. The guys at the NFL are faster than anything he's ever seen before. The guys in the NFL on defense are smarter and make their defensive adjustments with only seconds left on the clock. So if Shedeur sees something and thinks, oh, yikes, this play is going to go right into their defense, he can't audible. Because he's a kid. Most of the time, they're not even letting Jaden Daniels do that in Washington. So, no way they're going to let Shedeur do it with the Raiders. I wouldn't think, especially when now you got an owner that's hovering like a black cloud over the whole franchise, and he's former quarterback of all quarterbacks. Yeah, Jim Vanderland, the Giants are just bad, and I feel bad for that guy, Daboll. I think Daboll's a good coach, but I think he also was, a product. His wins and losses and how he was able to perform was a product of the roster itself. They just never were able to get the roster right. Hope Max Crosby puts foots in Herbert Mahomes on Black Friday. That should be nice. Armando Medrano, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. What's up, family? I finally get to catch your show. Laube had a nice little run. Wanted to see more of him. Hopefully we will in these next few games. Armando, I think we will, and I think his role is going to grow. I don't understand why he fell out of favor with the staff. I really don't. The more I looked it up, the more I would look up his name. All you find is stuff about how he's loved in the locker room, that he's got a great sense of humor, constantly makes the team crack up, takes the stress off the players. He's one of those just like glue locker room guys. That's not a starter. He's just, everyone loves the guy. But, I mean, I've seen video of this guy. I'm telling you, he's a ninja, man. He's a ninja. He's one of those guys that if you put blockers in front of him, it's over. He will pace his speed to his blockers, let their blocks initiate, and then take off. And he has perfect timing in that play. He literally was born to be, I'm serious, he was literally born to be a receiver in the screen play. Short slants, stuff like that. It's what he is. And when Tom Brady gets a hold of him and sees that could be our next guy that runs those slants that Tom Brady destroyed the league with, I think he's going to have someone on his side at that point. Plus, we'll have a new passer. So, but I like the situation. I do. I will never like Tom Brady, but I do like the system he came from. It was incredibly disciplined, and more importantly, he was incredibly disciplined. So he will expect whoever we pick to be able to sit down in the lab with him, shut off the lights, turn on film, and say, okay, here, they're giving me this kind of look. I got to go over here. Here's the mic. I got to go over here. I got to check that down. Okay, I've got the play. We've got the second play, backup play. Are we getting an audible? No, 10 seconds. We look good. All right, here we go. Red, 49-22. He's going to have to be able to do that like that. And Tom's going to make sure he can, because that's the only thing that wins now. Defenses are too smart. They're too fast. You only have so much room on the court, or excuse me, on the field. If you're really going to move the offense, you have to be able to throw quick 4 and 5 yard plays that allow for a guy to turn himself into a running back, and after that 5-yard catch, can turn it into 12 yards with a block here, a little bit of juke there, and it's all play design and who you're hitting the ball with. So if you get good play design, you get a guy like Cam Ward or Quinn Ewers to throw the rock to our receiver, Dylan Laube, good things will happen. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. Dylan Laube's going to be a star if they just give him a chance. If he leaves the Raiders, I'm saying this right now, if Dylan Laube is cut or leaves the Raiders and goes to the Rams or the Chiefs or one of these other teams, I guarantee you're going to see a star rise. Guaranteed. I see spark in him. He has that kind of personality that doesn't quit. Just Just watch. Dylan Lowry, just watch. Daniel Jones looks like Wreck-It Ralph. Looks like Wreck-It Ralph. We don't need him. He sucks. Yeah, he wasn't able to do anything with the Giants. All he ever really did was show that he had good legs and could run the ball once in a while. You know, he never really was accurate. He had guys sometimes were wide open. He would just miss them. So, Mr. Raider Bear, hi Tommy, I wish the Raiders were better, but do you think there's a chance we can beat the Dirty Chiefs on Friday? You know, Tommy, I do think there's a chance we can do it. I just don't know if the roster wants to. But I'll let Grandpa tell you what that means or explain it. I know you know what tanking is, but maybe the ins and outs of why. Just wanted to say that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams both suck, and they deserve each other. And the rumors about Aaron Rodgers coming to the Raiders, I mean, really? Am I the only one that thinks Aaron Rodgers completely played the Jets? I think Aaron Rodgers' health is garbage. I don't think he's in good shape, and I don't think he cares. He's thinking about everything after this. He's going to be a senator, or he's going to try to be. He's going to get into politics, I guarantee you. He's going to think that he's going to be this nice guy, experienced, conservative Republican. You just remember I said it. He'll do it. He'll do it. And he's thinking about that now, the next phase of his career. He's not even in the NFL right now, mentally. He's already out. The Jets were just a compensatory, retirement fund. I'm still liking Milroe from Alabama. Armando Medrano, there's nothing wrong there. Milroe does look good. He's got an arm. He's got talent. But see, when people want to compare him and Cam and the other kid with the Georgia Bulldogs, I mean, they all look good for different reasons. Stetson Bennett, so on and so forth. But they're all just showing you who stands away with their physical tools. That's what you have to look at. Because the era of a little Drew Brees guy coming out and throwing the ball and getting 8,000 yards is not happening. It's not. The NFL is sort of like phasing it out. They're trying to get everyone into that Josh Allen blueprint of 6'3", 6'5", tall quarterbacks that can throw the ball hard. That's what they're looking for. And if you don't have that kind of Randy Johnson build in college, you're not going to be a high pick. And Shedeur Sanders has that. He's lanky, but he's long, he's tall, he's got a big arm. He's got all the credentials. Now, to be honest with you, we got to be real careful about how we judge Shedeur Sanders, though. He could be Jaden Daniels all over again, and we've all seen what Jaden Daniels is doing. He looks like he's going to be great for a decade plus. Now, fast forward, could that be our guy in Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward? Or, say it with me, class, Quinn Ewers. I know you all know what I'm talking about. Dustin, I really appreciate the love, brother, and happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone else watching the show. Happy Thanksgiving. Much love and blessings to all of you guys. Appreciate you all for all the views and all the time hanging out. Shane Street, that's my guy right there. Look how he loves his wife. See? That's a good man right there. Tony did make a dip. You did say yes on Bo Nix. I never had a problem with him. It's just when he started playing and had that 2-interception, 2-fumble game, and he threw a ball to the other team, and it would have been a third interception, but the guy couldn't keep his feet in bounds. So Bo Nix got off to kind of a rough start, and I hate the Broncos, so I was kind of hoping that would keep going, but it did, and he's gotten a lot better. So will AP be there next year, and do you agree with the new coaches we have now? Anthony Contreras, whether he's coached next year or not will depend on the moves of the front office. Are they going to have the man they want to put in, and do they have him now? Because what I would tell you, Anthony, is we would have to be in negotiations right now with whoever that guy is going to be. He's got to have time to build a staff. He's got to have time for his name to be announced, tell his family, move, all that stuff. And so they're probably looking, if they're looking, right now. If AP's the guy, it would... See, the tough part is, if we're really tanking, how can he show he's a great coach? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, this year's Thanksgiving is going to be light for me. I don't have too many family members traveling all over the place this year for the first time. So we'll probably have an early Thanksgiving, probably go out, have a good time, and then I will absolutely come on and talk about turkey and stuff if I'm not asleep. Alexa, resume! I do have that kind of like grandfather kind of thing where I fall asleep on Thanksgiving. I do. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. I hope you enjoyed the show. I appreciate all the love and well wishes. I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. And I'm back and I'm going to do another 10 years, baby. Because podcast that. R8RBEAR! You liked the kiss. Come on, just be honest. No, not the guys. I'm not weird like that. Don't do that. It's just